Welcome to the DYSON'S Effect,
a show about everyday situations, issues, and topics we talk about and give our opinions.
We may even listen to yours.
We are your hosts, Johnny
and Theresa,
also known as Mr. and Mrs. Dyson. Hey everybody, this is Johnny.
And this is Theresa.
And this is another episode of the
DYSON'S Effect.
So, I guess we got a new, some new t-shirts on that my sister got us. If y'all listen to the last episode of when we first got our grandbaby, my sister, thank you, Quila, again, got us a shirt. And what does your shirt say, baby?
GG. I can't read it.
I'll read it. I'll read it. It says GG. If anybody watching, it's on YouTube right now. GG, another term for grandmother. Only cooler. Way cooler. See also beautiful, perfect, and something else. The word?
Wise.
And wise. Because she don't want to be called grandma. And my sister got me a shirt that says Fun Paw. Now, don't try to fill on my chest either, but read the words. I know you can't help but read the...
What do it say? I didn't see it.
Just, you're trying to fill on my chest. Quit trying to fill on me.
I can't see this word.
You can't see that word?
Like a regular grandpa, only much cooler.
Trying to fill on me.
Cooler. See also exceptional, handsome.
Y'all see she was trying to fill on me. And the shirt is fitted too. So, did the shirt look good?
No.
She can't give me no compliments. Now watch, it's gonna be some girl who's gonna be seeing me. She like, oh wow, that shirt fits you nice, young man. And what you gonna say?
Nothing.
You gonna say nothing?
No.
Don't believe that.
Why would I say something?
Cause you be hiding. You don't be wanting nobody to say nothing to me. You be all on me, shouty. So, how was your week?
Busy. Mm-hmm.
Did you get a lot of stuff done?
Yes.
You got some of your goals done?
Working towards them.
You need to get it done, Shawty.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get it done, man. We'll have to put pressure on you. But I got a lot of stuff done. I'm helping. I got a friend helping me with one of my business, with two of my businesses actually, and I think I want to have him on our show, him and his wife, because he's going through some challenging times right now. Interesting enough, we became friends because his company is hosting one of my websites, and just we get to talking about other stuff, and eventually every time we get on the phone, we have like long, deep conversations, and into my life coaching, into my fitness coaching and everything, which is something that I'm working on to give my opportunity to everybody, no matter where you at. I've been getting a lot of demands and everything. So, I'm gonna try and see if I can get him and his wife on, at least him, so he can expound on, his business, give him an opportunity to advertise and everything. I seen this topic came up a while ago. This came up when, before I even was on social media. I think this is around when you was on social media, and there was a topic that came up, and you was like, "This is a stupid topic. This and that, and this and that." So, and I think I just said my quick 2 cents on it, but it was interesting to hear. This is still an issue that's going on today, There's a lot of men that feel a certain way about this. There's a lot of women that feel a certain way about this, and the repercussions of the children of this process, because they are affected in this household, they are affected in this family. Mm-hmm. So this is an interesting topic. I didn't know this was an issue, but there's a joke that goes with this. What's the topic, baby?
Should the man or husband eat first before the kids when the wife cooks?
So can you elaborate on that?
Are you feeding your man first, or are you feeding your children?
So like
first?
when dinner is made,
who eats first? Who gets the first plate?
Who get the first plate? The joke with this was with Chris Rock was saying that who gets the big piece of chicken, right? Mm-hmm. Who gets the big piece of chicken? So sometimes he said sometimes the women won't even give the man the big piece of chicken. He's like, who ate the big piece of chicken? Oh shit, give me a thigh and a wing or some shit. Let me sew it together. But the thing is that this is an interesting time. Before we get into how we feel about it, where do you think this issue comes from? Like, what do you think this comes from? Because a lot of men had a lot to say about this. A lot to say. I remember when you showed me this. I think this was on Facebook when you showed me this. I don't know if it was on Instagram, but I think it was on Facebook.
Where did it come from? I mean,
it was somebody talking about
maybe somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was a disagreement or something, man. Somebody agreed one way, someone else agreed the next, and that's probably how it.
It was a post somebody made. I think this is where this came from, meaning I think a dude was talking about this because maybe this probably has a lot to do with what type of household he was in. Because sometimes we talked about how men get into these relationships and women get into these relationships, but there's children involved. So there's children involved, and it's a blended family. It's a lot of issues that come with it, like residue from old issues, residue from old relationships, residue from a lot of experiences. So when a man gets into that relationship with that woman, a lot of times we hide the residue that's left over from all that stuff. So then you get into this new relationship and you expect to be treated a certain type of way. Mm-hmm. Now, I think that you should express those feelings before you even move in that house, because it's hard to say how you think something should and shouldn't go before you discuss it, because you can't have a big disagreement before y'all even discuss it. Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, are you asking me who should eat first, or what?
The conclusion is going to be last, as always. But where do you think this derives from? Like, what do you think?
From a debate. Or someone asking, like I said, somebody's opinion about it, and it just took off from there. Everybody has their own opinion or feel their own way about this question. So I'm sure that's where it came from, or it came from someone that went through it and experienced it, and he reached out to social media, or she reached out to social media for some assistance on it.
Well, do you think some kids brought this up? See, that's another perspective. That is like, do you think some kids was like, mama cooked this big old dinner and they gotta wait to eat? You know what I'm saying? They gotta wait to eat before he even eat. You know what I'm saying? Or they got to wait to get their plate until he get his plate. Or sometimes, the man might come home late or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? So they got to wait to do all that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, or let's just say a different perspective. The woman, which a lot of times a woman has to put their kids first, even before themselves a lot of times. So the woman was like, hey, you got to wait to eat till I feed my kids first, whatever the situation is.
Yeah, and then vice versa. A lot of women probably feed their man first or their husband first, and then feed the children. But at the same time, if you know you cook more than enough food for everybody to eat, I don't think there is a big issue on who gets what first. A lot of men think because they are the man of the house or they're the provider and this and that, they should get their plate first. But if you have women with kids with that person, you don't think your kids should eat before you, just to say there is not enough food in the house. You feed the kids first, and whatever is left, I'll take, because I'd rather go to bed hungry than to send a child to bed hungry.
I think some men, this might sound bad, but it's a little bit of the truth. It's a little truth in this. Some men are selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Besides being underappreciated, sometimes men don't. A man likes to be shown that you appreciate him, just some, and going through a hard day's work, taking care of the household. Sometimes, a man can be underappreciated, and one of the things that they may feel, right, wrong, and indifferent, a woman or a person can show their appreciation by say, "Hey, fix my plate first."
Right.
So, I think that's a lot of it. That's a lot of it, but I think that has some selfishness to it, because some men are. I mean, lately men have been holding a lot of gripe for some reason. Like, they've been holding a lot of issues and being really disgruntled over the way things has been, especially in certain relationships. That's just my take on it. Like, I just think like certain dudes, they've been really having different opinions. Now, granted, some of them I can understand because it's based on their circumstance and their experience they've been going through. But some of them I'd be like, man, who raised these dudes?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man.
Yeah, so it's just, everybody was brought up differently. Someone may grow up where they ate first, or someone may grow up where their mom fed, their boyfriend or whoever first. So I just think I don't think there is a right or wrong way on who eats first, who is this and this. A lot of people want to throw the Bible into it, but I'm like, that's a little bit far fetched.
Yeah, didn't they?
Yeah, on it. But for us, it's kind of like if I'm cooking, then there's food for them or dry, and I don't, the other kids are grown, so I don't care if they eat or not. To be honest.
Let's talk and this is let's talk pre-vegan then. Let's talk pre-vegan when they was a little bit young.
Okay, so when we was fixing food for everyone, we kind of always ate at the same time. Or Jariah would always eat, like plates are being fixed at the same time. It was no, don't fix your plate until I get your daddy his food. It was never that. It was food done. Whoever was ready to eat would come in the kitchen and fix their own plate. And for me as Jariah, she would have her plate, we would have our plate. But it was never, nobody can eat until daddy come home from work and eat. Even when they were really younger and we were back in Ohio and he would be at work, I would fix dinner, take him his food. But at the same time, if the kids wanted to eat, they would be eating while I ran, down the street to take them his dinner. I love that too, boy. They used to be jealous at work. They were like, "What is that? What is that you got?" But and when we were living in Columbus, people was very, very, and I don't want to say just in Columbus, Ohio. I ain't gonna say that, but when we were living in Columbus, people was very accustomed to buying takeout food, fast food. And I'm cheap. I ain't buying that food. I'm not spending $5, $7, $10 a day. That's $50 a week, or $25. That's anywhere between $25, $50 a week. You add that up, that's $200 a month. I could be spending that somewhere else. Call me cheap, but I'm not spending that money. I buy groceries. I'm buying groceries for. But
you would cook food and it would be fresh, y'all. And we didn't live that far from the house. We only like 2-3 miles from the house. So you would cook it, even if it was just something simple as spaghetti, because you got to figure our office smell like an office. You know what I'm saying? We worked in a call center at the time. It smelled like just a regular office. I would have spaghetti or just regular broccoli and maybe some ranch chicken breast or something, or some barbecue chicken. Nothing spectacular, but the smell would take up the whole little area I'm at. They'd be like, what is that you got? Where do you order that from? I didn't order nothing. My wife cooked. Especially like now, the best and worst is like Thanksgiving, eating leftover Thanksgiving. Oh, you gonna smell dressing. You can smell that all the way from the break room. So I was spoiled with that when you used to do that, but you got to figure. I think a lot of this also is upbringing too. So I wonder how certain people's upbringing was when they were brought up, when men was fortunately and unfortunately in and out of the house. You know what I'm saying? When men were taking over the houses, for lack of better words. You know, I remember when some of my friends' mothers had boyfriends, you know, aside from the food issue, because I didn't know that, they would be telling my friends, like trying to tell them what to do. And like, now I understand because I'm older, because maybe they needed that, but like, we don't even know each other. You might not even be around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you tie that into like, how you gonna be getting to eat first? You might not even be here that long. And this is my house. You know, a lot of kids, it's territorial issues.
Right.
Man, this is my house. How and why you gonna be eating first? You know, and some women let it happen. You know, and that's the argument within of itself. Like how women or men, but this is the topic on men, but how people let another significant other take over the household. Woo. That's the issue. That's the issue. When somebody take over the other household. So
yeah, I know. Like if we go to a gathering or a family gathering, and someone's cooked food and we eat, and the kids are, everybody's kids is there. It's usually all the kids eat first, and then the women and the men eat after. Usually the men, allow everyone else to eat before they get their plate. But I don't know. Like I said, everybody have their different beliefs on why each party should eat when they eat. But I don't think there is anything written in stone about who should eat first or who you should serve first. That's why I think this became such a big debate.
And more so, what part of it when they was trying to bring up the Bible part was I want to say that I missed that. What part were they trying to bring up the Bible part?
I think they said it was somewhere in the Bible. I'm not really sure, and I don't know if that's in the Bible. You should feed your man.
Now I know in certain cultures and religions, the men eat separate than the women. Like I don't want to say which nationality or ethnic group, but I know a lot of women get together and cook, and they have all the men sit together and they eat.
Yeah, I think the girl I worked with, she is Ethiopian, I think. And I think she said they do that back in there and where she's from. Like they couldn't eat until all the men ate.
Yeah, so that's understandable because that's a part of your culture. That's part of where you're from. So that one's gonna be a little different, and it has a lot of religion tied into it. A lot of Muslims do that, and a person really can't say that's right or wrong or whatever. That's how things are. You cannot like it all you want, but that's not where you come from. So it's hard for you to say something wrong and you're not in that culture or engulfed into that atmosphere or environment. But so I don't know, babe. So conclude it. What do you, even though we still got a wealth of time, but what do you think?
For me, should the man or the children eat first? I am going to go with the children.
The children should eat first. And please say why.
For me, especially if they're younger children, like I said, if these are like teenager, adult children, then no. But younger children tend to be impatient. The younger children, when they know you're cooking and their stomachs is growling and they're just so hungry, and they in and out of the kitchen, is the food done? Is the food done? For you to tell them they need to wait 10 more extra minutes while you feed your significant other can crush them, or that can really do something to them as a child. So I think the children should very well eat first, and not even that, just to get them out the way for the most part. Yeah, especially if it's a school night.
I wasn't gonna even think. I wouldn't even think of that.
Yeah, like, hey, get your food, bath, go to bed. That way they're done, they're out the way.
Stinky lady.
And opposed to making them
make me sick. I'm gonna make my food first.
And opposed to making them wait. So I'm gonna lead with the children go first. But in our household, everyone kind of eats at the same time.
We got older people now.
Yeah, but even when they were younger, but
everybody used to eat at the table too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
even when quarantine has started back up, we started to do a lot together. Now we've drifted back off.
Drifted right back off. We got to start back.
So yeah, and it's kind of hard because, like I said, they're 20, 18. Yeah, so they're like, we ain't doing no game night.
Right. So when we are out of town, sometimes out of town, or we're over certain places to eat and gatherings, and you'll make my plate. This is separate, but it relates. Do you like making my plate?
I mean, it's just making a plate. It's not
a big deal.
It's not a
some women think that's like some women think.
Because if we somewhere else and it's a gathering and there's single women there, and I'm sitting back like, I ain't making your plate. That single woman gonna be like, oh, I'll make this plate.
Oh yeah, I never.
You know what I'm saying? So
I never look at it like that.
It's not. I've never looked at it.
Would you be offended if another woman made my plate?
I'm not gonna let another woman make your plate.
Why not? I'm not. This is new. I don't know this. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
Why could another woman?
It's just kind of a disrespect. If it ain't your mom or your sister or your aunt, like if it's just a single lady, that's just like saying, yeah, I'll cater to your man because you ain't catering to him.
So, I did not know that.
No, I knocked the plate out her hand.
You will knock the. Oh, go ahead, Theresa. Go ahead, feed your babies. I got his plate.
Yeah, like no.
I ain't know that. And she's single.
Yeah, she's single.
What if she was not cute? What if she was overweight?
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
There is some kind of tension, ill will behind that jest. Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Especially if she hear your lady saying, I ain't gonna make your plate, you can make your own plate. That's a light bulb in their head, like, oh, I'll make his plate.
Oh.
So.
And she's single, no matter who she is.
Yeah, no matter who she is.
That's some territorial stuff right there.
And I don't look at it as a task. Like, oh my God, I gotta fix this plate again. Like, no, that's stupid. If it's time, if we're at a gathering and it's like when we was in Tampa,
right?
When the food was done, you were over there talking. Oh, babe, you ain't ready to eat. I'm gonna sit down and eat. But when he was ready to eat, I can get up and do it. Or most times he'll be like, I got it. I'll do it. You finish eating. Mm-hmm. But I don't view it as for me. I'm looking out to make sure we eat before the food is gone or it's picked over. Because I don't really like to go back when a lot of people have been through it. Like, I want to get it,
Like Grandma said, we don't want nobody to play it over the food.
Yeah, so I don't look at it as a bad thing or.
I did not know you won't let no single woman fix my plate.
No.
If we somewhere.
No, why would she if I'm there?
It never crossed my mind. I never even paid attention to that.
That's just like a man bringing me my plate and you sitting there.
No, that ain't going. But that's a rarity though. Like men don't really make women plates. Like
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
but I get what you're saying. But like, so let's just take it off of food then, if that's the case. If a man doing something for you, then because as I said before, men see that as an opportunity to offer you dick. So you may not see that, but so a man doing something for you, I don't get too offended. Okay, let's step aside a little bit. Like, I'm not a jealous person either, though. So, let's say if a man was doing something that's simple, and we somewhere together. So let's just say what's something that we do? We frequent a lot. Because, okay, I'm going to use this. It's a bad example, but I'm going to use this. You have a male barber. A lot of dudes wouldn't like that. Mm-hmm. A lot of dudes, she has a male barber, been going there since.
I've always had one, though. Yeah. Even in Columbus.
Right. But some men would be like, nah. Because a barbershop where people get with real personal, they become friends, they talk to each other a lot. You end up knowing their personal business, they end up knowing yours. And sometimes, to be honest with you, you can help each other during that process. You can help each other whatever they're going through. So sometimes, whatever it may be, you might exchange ideas, exchange help. So with that being said, a man could be like, oh no, ain't no dude cutting your hair. He gonna be all up, have his hands between your legs or something like that, or putting this stuff in your face and, putting his balls all on your shoulder, on your wrist and all that, waving his balls from side to side and doing a macarena with his balls and, putting his balls on display for you and all that. Some dudes don't like some dudes wouldn't take that. I don't see that. But that's
probably an insecurity they would have to deal with and figure out. If your woman can't go to the barbershop and get a haircut, our barbers are not flirtatious. Our barbers are not looking to flirt with every woman that sits in their chair. Like, he has never even said anything that's made me uncomfortable. Like, since day one, he's been well respected. And so, just because it's a barbershop doesn't mean they're going to be out to get your wife or get your girlfriend.
Well, be that as it may.
And what kind of barbershop are you going to that is like that? If it makes you uncomfortable or any kind of way, then you probably shouldn't go to that barber anyway.
Well, even so, but you're a female, although that is a good point, but you're a female going into a majority male environment. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it could be a little intimidating to some. Mm-hmm. So, with the territory issue. But so to go back to the topic, would I want my wife to fix my food first? Now, this goes with it's look like it's trying to thunderstorm here. This goes with how I was brought up. When we was brought up, we didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot of food. We had what we had. When we was coming up, my father used to make, this is, like, I remember like certain food my daddy would make or my mama would make. So like even the night that he went to the hospital, I still remember the same food that he cooked because he used to like eating corn, but he used to always put sugar in his corn. He was from St. Louis, y'all. He was from St. Louis. So he put sugar in his corn and with the cream corn, but he made that with hamburger helper. And when he cooked that, or sometimes my mama cooked, they always let us eat because they wanted us to eat first. So even, let's just say, before we got married, even before we was probably living together, when we was living out there, I can't remember the name of that. Was that Rippertarius? Where we used to live at? Mm-hmm. Even when we was living there, when the kids was babies, little toddlers, we used to fix they food first. The reason why I believe the kids, from my experience, should eat first is because I don't think the kids should go to bed hungry, and I think kids should go to bed full and eat much as they can eat. And I can go without. I can scrap up something and find a meal. Kids don't know how to make up a meal. I'll make up a meal if it ain't nothing. Long as they got a hot meal every night, I feel like that's one of the things I can take on the chin as a father. Not eat. Like, did they eat? Cool.
Right.
Give me what's left, or if there's nothing left, hey, I'm good, because long as they eat, so that means I hopefully supplying a roof over their head, the bills being taken care of, security, blessings, and the food.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if I'm supplying all these things, clothes on their back, everything, making sure they're taken care of. If I'm supplying all of that, I can go without food. I can go without food. I mean,
Right.
and push come to shove, where we're from, I could probably go to my sister's house, go make a sandwich or something. Like, look, we ain't have enough food. Or what we used to do is, we ain't have enough food, everybody should go to somebody else's house to eat. Like, I got something to eat, and vice versa. Like, somebody come over our house and get a plate, we was over there to get whatever it was. Or we always go to grandma's house, get something to eat, to make a meal. So I think that the kids should always eat first, based on my experiences, because a lot of times when there's a lack of thereof, when there's a lack of food, the kids need to be taken care of. You don't want no kids going places hungry. You don't want no kids going to school hungry, going over other people's houses hungry. Some kids can't function like that. So I figure the kids should eat first, because that's your job as a man. That's your job as a parent. Unfortunately and fortunately, that's some of the things you take on the chin as being a man. You got to take that hit on the chin. Like, you might can't get the big piece of chicken, and you might just get a piece of chicken. Hey, that's how it goes. You the man of the household. You supply, like, and that doesn't mean it's gonna be like that all the time. But in the progression of everything, that's why you work harder to make things happen, make things change. So I think the kids should eat first, and I'm gonna push the envelope a little bit more. This is for me. This ain't for everybody. I think the kids and the wife should eat. I will go without. I'm good. I'll make it work. My kids got enough? All right. I'll take care. All right. Do my wife. You got enough. Are you full? You good? Give me what's left over. I'll take that. I'll take that, because I probably bought it all. So I'm willing to say, hey, what do you need? I need to make the kids happy, and I need to make my wife happy, regardless of what. It ain't always got to be pretty, y'all. It ain't always got to be cute. Give me some. If I got one piece of chicken, give me some gravy on it or something. Like, make me some gravy or something. Cook up that gravy or something. Make sure it's vegan, and make sure it ain't got no flour. You know what I'm saying? Like, get creative with what you have, but I'm not so high sprung on certain things that has to happen in the house to help me prove that I'm a man, or to move my weight around and my bravado around. Like, yeah, I'm the man of the house. Like, I don't need to gloat and do all that stuff. I don't need all that. I don't need to be, and I don't need to push that feeling off onto the kids. I don't want them to feel bad that I got to eat first, or I want them to feel bad that that they're not important. The kids need to have a sense of security, that they know, like, hey, daddy work hard, and he make sure we eat, right, and the lights on. Mm-hmm. That's all they need to know. Like Raya the other day, she doesn't even know the value of $1. Like, she's like, I don't just want to spend this money. This and like, she don't know, like, how much money it takes to pay these bills and stuff like that. Like, your kids shouldn't have any worries when it comes to those certain issues. Your kids shouldn't have any worries when it comes to any food, even if it is issues. It's kids that go to bed hungry. It's kids that don't have. But you should work hard when it don't affect your kids, or y'all make it a family thing when it's an issue. So if it ain't enough food, okay, everybody, we gonna eat at the table. Right. And we gonna eat this food. Everybody got their plate. All right, y'all give me what's left over. Y'all eat good. I'm gonna eat what's left over to make sure we still eat at the table, still become what? A family. Mm-hmm. That's all that matters. You know.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't think it matters who eats what first. As long as everybody eats and everyone is happy.
Everybody happy. Kids gotta eat first. Kids, my wife gotta eat first in my house. And that's pre-vegan. Now that we vegan, we have our own food. We're trying to get Dry on our food too. But, she still eats with us and everything. But I just think that, this is a small step in rebuilding our community too. So, if your friends come over, if your daughter friends come over, if your son friends come over to dinner, you want them to eat first too. I'll go without. Hey, we invited them over. We might not even have enough. Hey, we'll go without. You don't know if that kid is eating home. Eating enough at home. So I just think that's where I stand with it. Like, kids got to eat first. I'm sorry, kids got to eat first. Kids got to take care of them. Mm-hmm. They are the ones that's gonna make the rules and set the standards for our society as a community. So that's just my opinion. But looking good with your GG shirt on, shawty, with the ghost and all on your breast and everything. Put your cameo glasses on. Looking good though, shawty. You be blushing when I be trying to give you a compliment. It's like you don't know what to say.
All right, you guys. You can follow us on all social media outlets at the Dyson's Effect. Yeah. Email us at the Dyson's Effect at hotmail.com. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a family member.
And subscribe to us and like our video on YouTube.
I said that.
You said that? I'm just so mesmerized looking at your lips all glossed up and everything.
And this is another episode.
I'm just looking
of the Dyson's Effect.
It's just all shining and all that. I just can't take my eyes off.
This is Theresa.
I'm just sitting up here looking at your gold.
Come on, stop playing.
Man, look at you go. Look at you shining.
And well,
hold on. Did you get a compliment the other day when they was looking at you? Somebody was like, "Oh, she is so pretty." I was like, "Man, you have no idea." But Lord, have mercy. You just made me lose my train of thought. I forgot my name. Who am I? Who am I again? And all that good stuff, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Comment, like, review, everything. For everybody listen to all the other countries, we got something big we trying to do for y'all. We just need to build up a lot of it more. Other things we're trying to do, I think we're trying to implement. We're going to bring on more guests. We're going to do other things. So within saying that, email us, subscribe, like our page. And this is Johnny.
This is Theresa. Peace.
And this is another episode of the
Dyson's Effect.
Peace, love, and blessings, y'all.